Welcome to the channel. I'm your host, longtime listener. We are going to do a playthrough of Prison Architect. Now, I should start by saying that I am by no means an expert at this game. I consider myself pretty good, I guess. I've played it a fair amount, but it has been a while. And then over the last few days, I've been getting a hankering to play it, so I decided to kind of whip it back up and see if I can't figure it out. Now, I'm going to explain some of what we're doing here over. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I am doing this on a work laptop, so I will occasionally get messages from colleagues. Anyway, so starting with the warden, the options that I think are the best are the lobbyist, that basically makes it half as likely that you will get prisoners that are like just they're troublemakers. Okay, now early on in the playthrough, though, I won't necessarily need that because we're going to limit it to minimum security anyway. I like the pacifier. Now, there are other options in here that, some people might use for whatever reason, and I'm sure there's probably valid business case to pick any one of them. But I like the pacifier. Just overall, he makes it to where people are a little bit less on edge. So that's the one that we're going to go with. We're picking the large world size for the map. I'm giving myself a $500,000 to start with, and you'll see part of the reason why as soon as we start. But basically, the way I think of it is, if the government came to me and said, I need you to build us a huge prison. Well, that's great, but I'm going to need a lot of money because just to start building a huge prison, I need a giant plot of land and a giant structure on that land where I can house all of the rooms, administrative stuff, cells, and whatnot. So we're starting with a big chunk of money, and that will help long term because we can plan ahead and start with a huge building. Anyway, failure conditions we'll keep. Gangs we're going to keep because, it's a prison, right? Criminally insane inmates we will allow. Dynamic reputations we're going to hang on to as well. It's been a while since I've played, and I don't even know if all of these are like original to the game or whatever, but I think some of them have been added. Events we'll leave. Weather and temperature we will leave. Staff needs we'll leave. And then escape plans we'll leave. So that's that. Now, I'm going to jump in real quick, and first thing we're going to do is pause. We're going to go to intake and close it. We're also going to go like that to where when we do turn it on, we're only going to get minimum security. We are closed to every other kind of prisoner. Then we're going to go to grants because, as you can see here, it says accept your first grant. We're actually going to accept two, one being basic detention center and one being administration center. Mainly because those are like the bare minimum things that you need to have an actual like prison facility. And it would be a tiny one if that's all you had, but you could do it. Now, let's go ahead and read some of this stuff real quick. These are just notes in regards to criminally insane inmates. Basically, you've got to have padded cells for the inmates. You have to have psychiatrists and orderlies to help, take care of those inmates. You can't really mix and match them with other inmates without risking issues because they're unstable. They're insane. So that's that. Now, let's see. The CEO also writes us a letter, the CEO of Prison Architects Court, basically giving us some basic tips. You got to have a warden. Individual jail cells are expensive, so you might just start with a holding cell. We will build a holding cell because we have to, but ultimately what that will be used for is prisoners that arrive and we don't have a room for them for whatever reason. They'll go into the holding cell, and then we'll try and get somebody set up with a place to stay. Kitchen and canteen are obviously critical, and then money is a huge thing in this, so you kind of want to just keep an eye on reports in general to see how everything is going, but that's that. pretty straightforward. Now, the general concept of the game, if you're not familiar, actually, see, it still says accept your first grant. It's because I haven't unpaused. Boop, it gone. Now, here's all the things that we need to build in order to get the payout for the grant. So the grants work with an advance payment. Like with the detention center, they gave me $20,000. With the administration center, they gave me $5,000, which is why you see me now sitting at $525,000 instead of $500,000. We're making a little bit of money each day, which is interesting because, like, what are we doing to make this $2,000 cash flow in? That don't make no sense. But whatever, I'll take it. As long as we don't invest in any more daily. In fact, I can go ahead and just let this run because we're making money as it goes. So we don't have any prisoners ready to arrive, and we've got this huge map here, y'all. And this truck just comes and drops off like brick, concrete, steel, some electrical stuff. So some basics that you're probably going to need should you decide to start building a prison, which we are absolutely going to do. And to start making it easier, we're going to actually come over here and make a huge delivery section. And we're going to do the same thing. No, we're not. We're going to just leave it like that. That's plenty of space for the deliveries when they come. Now, I like to use the planning tool because basically we're going to have an outer perimeter wall that is going to go like that. You can't use the last space on the top, left, and bottom. You can, like, along the road here. So we're using that space. Then you can't build on the road. Then once you get to the other side of the road, you can build. We don't have that land yet. Anyway, that's where my outer perimeter wall is going to go. Then, if you bear with me, we're going to have, let me start by doing this. This will make it easier for me. In each corner, there's going to be a power generator. And they are going to be 5 by 5 because it's a 3 by 3 power station surrounded by 1 by 1 capacitors that increase the power. And then right here, there's also going to be a water pump. But now we kind of know, like, we're going to have on inside of each perimeter wall, there's going to be 5 spaces. And that's then where our interior structure will begin. And we're going to break it up. This is going to be what we refer to as B1. Now you see here, this is 71 meters long. Now if I come down here and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces in between them and do this again, this one I think is going to be 70. Yeah. Pretty sure that's right, how we want to do this. If it's off by 1, it's not a big deal. But basically, that is going to be our main structure to start with. And here, right here, is you're going to see the reason why. Actually, no, not yet, because I want to mark where I want my door. And let me show you. Like, I've done a lot of prep work for this playthrough. And part of that is we designed the entire, basically one side of the mega prison, which we are going to refer to as Folsom, by the way. And so here's what it's going to look like ultimately. I know that this is like, holy crap, there's a lot going on. But let me explain why we laid it out like this. Now, it looks like I'm going to need a power station there as well. But it also doesn't look like I need one there. So, like, this is, actually, I didn't have one there anyway. But we will need one there, and I assume probably down here as well. Or else we will not have enough power to supply the entire facility. Now, if you can take a look closely here, we've got cells here, we've got solitary, we've got cells. None of them are on the outer wall. So we want them towards the inside. Same thing with the yard. We want the yard towards the inside. We want to limit the amount of time that the prisoners spend along the outside wall of the facility. So there are going to be some exceptions, but it's just because we kind of have to do it that way if we're going to cram everything in here. But you see along this top wall, like we've got offices here, parole rooms, visitation, reception. These are like all basically administrative buildings on this front side of the building. Then the top, these are rooms that the prisoners can use, like this is a mail room, chapel, classroom, laundry, library, cleaning cupboard, common room, and workshop. Then we've got a canteen and a kitchen here. Then we've got a staff room and storage. Basically, this right here is kind of dividing the prison into this side and this side. So, and then again, all of the prisoners we're trying to keep centralized away from that outer wall as much as we can, especially when they are in their cells or in the yard. Because that's when, prison escapes tend to come to life. So, what I want to do now is I want to figure out exactly where this door right here is on my planning section here. So what I want to do is basically we're going to build these offices, we're going to build these parole rooms, this visitation, reception, and that way we'll know exactly where that door goes. That's kind of first objective in terms of planning. And then I will actually, you know what? I can start the foundation now. Let's go ahead and do this because we'll have plenty of time to figure out where that door goes before we actually need it. But see right there, that's 150 grand. Boom. Now those guys are going to go to work. You see all the trucks start rolling in with a bunch of materials that we're going to need. Guys are unloading it. Then the workers are going to basically start laying the foundation bit by bit, and it's going to take forever. Now, let's go ahead now and do some planning, starting up here. So the office is 4 by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 wall. Like that, and then a door to get in, right? So we've got that. Then we've got a 2 wide hallway and another office. Would you look at that? And these are going to face each other, so the door goes like that. Now it looks like I also have a door here because I've got this hallway running between reception and the offices. It's also the hallway that our visitors will use to come see the inmates, and the parole officers will come through there to go to the parole hearings. So anyway, that's what we got going on. So I need the parole room is adjacent to that, and it's a 5 by 5 square. Now it's a 2 wide hallway, right? So 1, 2. Here's the the outer wall of the parole room, and then it's going to be like so. That's a 5 by 5 square, and they're gonna just share a door with the inmates. I don't need to have 2 doors for that. Now I will need a door in the middle for them to get in. And then we're going to have another parole room right there. So they're going to come in through that door, and then they can get into their parole rooms. So that's that. Then we have visitation, which as you can see, he's got a table, a visitor table, a walkway, and then another visitor table across from it. Same distance hallway on the outside here. So it's going to be something like, let's go like that maybe. And like that. That is all we need for the visitors room. Boom. Like that. We get the general idea. I'm not worried about going this way yet. We'll get to that in a minute. But for now, I just want to figure out where this door needs to go. So we're going to have, it looked like table, 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 space, and that's where the door is. So, door, we are going to have a Let's make it just a staff door. Yeah. Staff door getting into the prison. There's going to be another door here that's, gate. It's going to be remote controlled from our security team or whatever. So I'm not super worried about it. But that's where the door goes to get us to get everybody into the reception area. Now, let's keep on just building some of these out. I need 8 offices, 5 parole rooms, 8 tables in the reception or in the visitation area. So let's get working on more planning there. So we got office number 2, office number 3, office number 4. There's number 5, 6, 7, and the Ocho. All right, so there's our offices, and then I said 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to be like that for our parole room number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like so. That looks about right. Boom. And you can see how the general idea here with building, this prison is you got to plan ahead. You got to think about, okay, if I need to house inmates, where do I want them going? Where do I want my staff going? Where do I want visitors going? More importantly, where do I not want the prisoners going? Because if they get to parts of the prison where you don't want them, you've done something wrong and bad things are going to happen. So you really need to do a lot of planning. Use this planning tool and think about how you want everything to be laid out before you actually start building anything. Oh my gosh. All right, so looks like we come like that, boom. So that's that. That is our offices, our parole rooms, and our visitation. That didn't take very long. Oh, I gotta say, this is take 2 of me doing this, because the first time I did this, I was on episode number 3, and right before episode number 3, our workers, like you can see the progress that they're making. It was like all done except for like this little corner up here, and I'm like, heck yeah, next episode is going to be awesome because we're going to actually start being able to build stuff. And once we can build stuff, then we're that much closer to being able to bring in actual prisoners, right? Well, something went wrong to where they finished the foundation, but it never like went like you'll see when it happens that it's like ready for you to now then start actually, carving up and building. It never did that. It just kind of got stuck, and I could not figure out why it wouldn't finalize. So I just started over. I mean, I tried building the wall all the way around it again, like just actually building a brick wall cost $25,000. I was moving doors around, trying stuff like that. I don't know what it was. I've never had that issue before, but it happened. So there went about 3 hours of my life. That was awesome. But anyway, while they're still working there, let's, I guess, keep going here. So reception, there's 3 spaces and then 3 rows. Okay, so I think I got it here. So we've got this space over here is where there will be a desk. Okay, and then we've got tables for our guards to use to set up so that when the prisoners arrive, they'll have outfits set out for them. They'll inspect them, looking for contraband and weapons and such. Yeah, so the door is in the right place, and then there's going to be a wall, I assume, right there. So space for them to get in, and then here's our wall. Let's just kind of go like that. Now at the end of the room, it's 1 space, and then we enter into our holding cell will be over here. I don't really need to have that there because I know that there's a door there. And then up here, is that right? Yeah. Door, so I think we'll make this a staff door. As you can see here, it's a visitor door. But the problem then would be, let's say a prisoner comes to see their cousin, and cousin Joey knows that he can get out the visitor door or whatever, and he's like, dude, let's go. Because there's just visitor doors that are between me and the outside world. So there, and there, all visitor doors. We probably don't want that. So we'll put a staff door in the middle to complicate things a little bit to where they'd have to have a staff key to escape. So prisoners will escape in this, by the way. Probably a lot of them. Because again, I am no expert. And that actually brings me to a couple things that we'll say in regards to the channel while we're just watching our little, ants run around building stuff. One, we are approaching 1,000 subscribers, which basically I've got enough view time and then some, but we've never gotten to 1,000 viewers. And if we can do that, I can, the channel can get monetized, which to me is like, it's not the biggest deal in the world because I don't really intend to make this a living. I make good money doing what I do for a living. This is just for fun. But anyway, we're pushing 1,000, and I think that would be awesome. So please hit that subscribe button. And then in terms of comments, I welcome them. I want feedback about all the stuff that I'm doing wrong because I'm sure there's a bunch of it. Because I really don't know what I'm doing for the most part. It's been a while since I've played. I know that there are things that I'm going to do wrong. So just throw a comment in there if you think that there's something that I can improve on. And I will 100% take that into consideration. Especially if I haven't already started on a section or whatever. But anyway, as I looked at the kennel here, it's straight down from there, and it looks like this is 5 spaces wide. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then coming over here like that. We got a door going down there, and we have a door coming into the kennel. I don't really know why I don't just have a hallway down here. And this door opens into straight into the kennel. But it's not a big deal. It just gives me a little bit more kennel space, I guess, but probably won't use some of that. So anyway, that's the kennel. Then we've got storage going all the way down, filling all but one space there and one space on the outside here. So it's a big storage room, but we will need it at some point. And for storage, I like to have accessibility on all 4 sides. Yeah, we'll put one right there. I don't probably need one down here now that I think about it. Nobody will ever be walking behind here because I don't plan on having any accessibility into or out of the building on this corner. I want any kind of access limited to here, and then maybe in between buildings we'll have some spaces that basically here you see I've got a road gate here where traffic will stop. Visitors can enter through this gate and walk all the way down here past patrol dogs and security towers and into here to see visitation for the criminals on this side of the building. So anyway, that's why there won't be many access points to the actual main structure, because you want to limit ways for them to get out. And the best way to do that is only have a couple of ways to get in. All right, so let's actually label these things so I know, wait, not that. I just want to know what these rooms are, and the best way for me to do that is to just kind of make what looks like the letter of what the thing is. That's a K for kennel. This is going to be ST, oh my gosh, ST for storage. That'll work. I know that this is reception. I know that this is visitation. I pretty much know that these are parole rooms, but we'll just do that. I know that those are offices, so I think we're good on that front. All right, I'm not going to worry so much about, actually, let's go and do the holding cell first. So it's 5 beds with spaces in between. So basically 10 spaces. So I got bench, toilet, toilet, bench. I'm about to sneeze. Hang on. And it's just straight back. Actually, no, it's not straight back from the reception area, but why the heck isn't it? Because I can just go like that, and it's just a narrower hallway right there, and there shouldn't be a lot of traffic going that way anyway. So, yeah, we're going to just go straight with it. So, that's 2 already. Actually, here's what you can do. Wait. Go like this. If I start right here, that's the 10 spaces that I need. Boom. Is it straight out from... Yep. Okay, that's our holding cell. And so, basically... Oh, come on now. Screwed that up. I know that there will be beds every other space. Along this side will be the benches and the toilets. And then I might actually drop a shower there and there, so that if there's somebody in there for a while, they can at least get a shower if they so choose. That is our holding cell. All right, I'm not worried about these cells, but I actually will talk about the cells real quick and explain why some of them are different sizes and that sort of thing. So in this section, I think these are bunk beds. I'm pretty sure they are. But as you can see, I've got this kind of like isolated in a weird spot. Also, the cells aren't quite as big as some of these other ones. This is a section where if I need to put inmates that I can't have around the other ones, I isolate them. Like only snitches can go in here, or only like confidential informants or something like that. Basically, I think when some people arrive, they're wearing yellow, and I'm pretty sure that's the one that you want to isolate, because if they get mixed in with the general population, they're going to get murdered. So we've got dormitories for them, because basically in a 3x3 cell, I can fit 2 prisoners versus a 2x3 minimum sized cell that can house 1. So now in these other dormitories, it's a 4x3 cell, which still is a little bit more efficient than 2x3 cells. And I like it because it's just, it's efficient. For minimum security, I think dormitories is the way to go, with 2 prisoners per cell. Now, as you can see down here, I didn't do that. And it's basically because, I guess maybe because of how much space I actually had to work with. I'm really not sure. Maybe it's because I needed solitary for this section down here. But it sure seems like I could have done another block like that. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe not, now that I look at it, because these are 3 deep. I could have done it, but I would have had to have gotten rid of those solitary cells, and maybe I needed some, because I don't have any up here. I've got these, which you would think that would be enough. So, whatever, not a big deal. But the general concept is, get your cells, you want to have them be as nice as possible for the minimum security ones, without, babying them too much. I like to have a little love seat or whatever, a bookshelf, and maybe a plant. I feel like plants are something that adds to the quality of the cell. So that's a good thing to have. And then what else are we dealing with? Obviously toilet, shower, and a bunk bed. Some of them will also have heaters. Not all of them, but enough to where the heat coming out of the radiator will cover, if I put one radiator in this cell, it would be enough to heat this one and probably this one kind of thing. So then I could put another one here. I don't know. We'll figure it out, but it's not a big deal. Let's get back to the game instead of a picture of the game. See what's going on here. So they're making good progress on the foundation, but we're making good progress on our prison design. Now, I'm going to actually design the morgue and infirmary for now. I'm not worried about the the other stuff down here as much as I am. I want to get designed to where we've got cells, a yard, and the canteen. We'll do this stuff later down here, but we need a morgue and a infirmary to make this work. And I'm actually going to have a door going from the reception to the morgue. So let's go like right in front of the end of this table. Boom. That goes into the morgue, which is going to be basically like this. Boom, slab, slab. How many did I have on there? 6 slabs. And 6. And then the infirmary is going to be something like it'll go boom, boom, bed. Oh my gosh. Bed. Spaces. I want to have 2 spaces in between. I don't think I did right there, but I think I also maybe had an extra space. Whatever. Let's just do 1 space. It's fine. They're doctors helping prisoners. How much room do they need? All right, so that's good there, I think. So we'll need walls all around it. Now, do I need access to the infirmary from any other direction? We'll have it from 2 sides. That's probably good. I won't need to get there from the kennel. I won't need to get there from storage. I sure as shit shouldn't need to get there from security. So it's basically coming from the canteen or the the cells or whatever. Maybe from reception or the holding cell. If we get some lunatic that we try to put in the holding cell and he attacks a guard, we can just go straight to the infirmary and not be that far away and maybe save a dude. So there you go. All right, that's morgue and infirmary. We need some cells. So 1 space up from the holding cell, we've got a F-shaped plot that totals 8 3x3 cells with a hallway between these top ones. We'll figure it out as we go. What did I say? 1 space up from the end of the holding cell, which is right here. And 1 space. So right here is the corner cell. Oh my gosh, guys. So it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's a cell right there. Stop it. Yeah, and then we have another one right next to it. Like that. Then we have 6 that face each other. So this one is turned this way, and then 2, 3, boom. I think that's right. 3x3, 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 hallway, boom. I'll start to get more efficient at this stuff as I go. I feel like I'm doing pretty good right now, though, honestly. All right, so there's my F-shaped grid. Now, I don't know why I have this little hallway right here, but I assume that it is something to do with my desire to partition some of these or all of these rooms. Oh my gosh. Some or all of these rooms so that only a certain kind of inmate can go in there. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And it goes, how does it go? Like this and like that. Boom. So that's that cell block. Then we have 6 solitary cells that appear to be 3 deep. It's kind of hard to tell, but that looks about right. So it'd be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Something like that, maybe? That doesn't look deep enough. I think it's going to be like that. Yeah. Pretty sure that's right. And then, boom. I don't know. That seems awful. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's too much. That looks better. Oh my gosh. So there is our solitary block. Pretty straightforward. And then we have, let's see, the mailroom looks like it's 4, 5, 6 spaces deep. So I just want to see if we did this right. So 1, 2, 3. So it's 7 wide. So it's 6 by 7 on the inside. So it should be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. Is it? Okay, it's one space in between here. So this is actually going to be a door. 6 deep and 7 wide. Is that? That's not right, you guys. Shiza. What did we do wrong? I wonder if I made this 71 when it was supposed to be 70 and this one was supposed to be 71. Either way, this looks okay to me. I can maybe come out one row farther on this upper row here, but I think instead of doing that, we're just going to have a wider hallway up there. Ain't no problem with that. It'll help with the major foot traffic coming through that part of the prison. All right, so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need to look and see how much time we got. All right, 7 4x3 cells facing each other. 14. And then we've got 2 rows. So let's just kind of make a line here. Give me something to start with. So 1, 2, 3, 4 deep and 3 wide. Okay, so that's a cell. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That should be right. I'm pretty sure. All right, then there was 1 space down the middle. Go like that. Is that right? Does it just have 1 space down there? No. Did I go too deep here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Shit balls, guys. What? Oh, I see what it is. This is too low. So there should have been an extra space right here. Boom. And then we're on track. Boom. Get out of the way, pause button. Now we're in business. So we got to start this over, unfortunately. But let's go about like that. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Okay. There's my 7. Then 1 space. And then it should be like that. There we go. Now we're in business. Actually, let's go like this. Boom, boom. Less clicking and dragging. And more just clicking. All right. There we go. So that's another cell block right there. Already laid out. Then we're going to have the yard. Now, I need to... I will need to also lay out all of the... I mean, I pretty much have to map out this entire half of the prison, like basically from here over, because I need to have a good point to just like know that, okay, like this wall is the end of this side or whatever. And it's going to be a solid wall. And then eventually when I decide to start building out this one, where if there was a, if there was a solid wall right here, we'll just add a door to get in between. That's all. That's simple. And we probably only need like one door as you look at things, because I won't be putting one there. I guess I will put one here between the two kitchens. I won't need to put one, in here because it's already one big room that kind of splits both sides anyway. Maybe I could put one out of this storage room going that way, or two of them, but that's that. So, all right. Let's go ahead. Now that I have the mail room, I can pretty much go, let's see. Man, I can go way beyond these cells, and I know that it's basically something like this for now. The chapel is 11 spaces, so 11. Oh my gosh. What? No, stop. So that would be 11. Pretty sure that's it right there, right? Yep. So that's my chapel. Boom. Door right in the middle. Then we have classroom that is the same size as the mailroom. Okay. Then we have laundry, which looks like it's 4 on each side of the door. So it's a little bit bigger. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. There's our laundry room. Library is the same. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. There's our library. Then we have a cleaning cupboard, which is 1, 2. Boom. 1, 2. Skadoosh. Last but not least, a common room, which is also the same size as laundry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, let's go back and label these real quick. So we have common room. We have cleaning cupboard. We have a library. We have laundry. We have a classroom. We'll put E for education. We have a chapel. We'll just put across. And then we have a mail room, which might need a big letter here to make it look right. Okay. So that's progress. Let's get this workshop maybe. No, that's going to be a hard one to do without anything for context going that way. I think it'll be easier to do once I map out the canteen, which looks like it's got 4 spaces between the cells because we've got 2 there and then this shop juts out. So, oh my gosh. Here's where that shop will be. Oh my gosh, come on now. The shop is going to be something like that. It comes down to the middle. Okay, so there's my shop. And it looks like the door is facing, or the shop front is facing this way, which is fine. I would rather have it facing either toward the canteen or toward the yard. But as long as it's in the vicinity, it's fine. Now, there was a door there, and then the wall for the canteen begins. And it's a pretty long one. We'll try and finish the canteen, and then we'll wrap up the episode. So that's 4, 4, 4, and 3, with spaces in between for traffic. So door 4, door 4, door 4, door 3, door wall. Right? Right. Now, I've got a door and then a metal detector. Forget that. We don't need a door to walk into the cafeteria. What's that about? So it's just going to be an opening with a metal detector in the opening. So anyway, it looks like 2 spaces. Actually, let's go 1, 2, 3 spaces. Then we have a trash can and a serving tray. So 1, 2, 3 spaces, and then 6 would be that. Then we have 1, 2, 3, and the door. So 1, 2, 3, door. And here's the wall to the canteen, or to the kitchen. Okay. Now along that wall, we have a space on each end. Then we have 2 serving tables and 2 trash bins, which would take up 12 spaces. So the wall needs to go like that. And then it comes out 1, 2, 3. So there's the door. It looks like I've got a door coming in there. So that's whatever. So 1, 2, 3, and then down from there. Oh, like that. Boom. Now, I know that our kitchen is going to be basically stuff, and then a row for traffic, stuff, and then a row, and then stuff, and then the wall. And it will come down to here, I guess. So there you go. That's our, I mean, basically now I need to, let's finish this shop real quick, I guess. It comes to 2 spaces up from here, right? Yeah, the second space up is the wall going like that, and that's our shop. And we need to designate that somehow. Let's go SH maybe. That's a shop. So I'll know what this is. I mean, obviously I can go back and look at the map, but I put those there so that I can maybe do it without having to. I know that this area is going to be the yard. And then we'll have some more cells to put down here, another canteen down here, security and stuff over here. But we've got probably half of this already mapped out. And let me pause. As you can see, our worker dudes are making good progress on the foundation, which is awesome. I did put the, oh my gosh, I did put the door in, right? Yeah, 1 single door. So once they actually finish this, what I will do is I'll go back to here and we'll look and see around the perimeter some places where I want to have doors from the exterior. I want to limit them, but it'll help with my workers being able to like go from the drop off, the delivery area to get stuff where they need to go. So anyway, I think we're at a good spot to quit here. We've made really good progress. And again, you look at our plans, we've got the majority of this half of Building 1, or B1 as we will refer to it, about half of it already completely mapped out in terms of like the frame or what's the skeleton. You know what I mean? I'll have to go in and put the meat and bone or the meat and muscle on it or whatever, but it's just decorating, at that point. So I think it's a good start, and I hope that you enjoyed this and kind of can wrap your mind around the vision that I've got for this playthrough. So please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, dang it, and provide feedback and comments, criticism in the comments below to help guide me as needed or applaud me as needed. But bottom line, let's do this. I'm excited. So We will see y'all next time.